Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Darcy and this is my little corner of the internet. I thought I would try my hand at the Booktube Newbie Tag because I am in fact a newbie and I thought it would be fun. So I have the questions in front of me on my iPad because I am an iPad kid at heart. So let's jump right into it. Why did you start your Booktube channel? I've always wanted to have a go at trying YouTube and I finally built up the courage to do so. I really take inspiration from Rachel Catherine and Sophie Jane, my fellow Australian booktubers, and I thought, why the hell not? If they can do it, I can do it too, and I'm really excited to start this journey. What book got you into reading? So my first book that I remember reading is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. Obviously I read this before all of the news about her problematic views came out, so I'm not gonna go into depth about the book or whatever because I'm sure you've all heard of it anyway. But her fantasy world just really drew me in and allowed me to escape from reality for a bit, and I loved that. So yeah, that's what started my addiction to reading. When did you start reading? I started reading as a kid. I don't remember any of the books I read before Throne of Glass, to be honest, but my grandma always takes credit for it, so thank you grandma for making me start reading. Throne of Glass I read when I was in middle school, so I was about 12, and we had a mandatory library class once a week, and I picked Throne of Glass up, and that really derailed the rest of my life. So that's that. Where is your favorite place to read? My bed. My bed is my sanctuary. It's my safe place. I love it so much. I get so cozy. I put my pajamas on, cuddle up in a blanket, and with a water, because I love water and I don't drink coffee or anything. Boring, I know, sorry, but I'm a diehard water fan. Fun fact. So that is where I do majority of my reading. I also live with my co-workers, so it's basically the only place I can read, so there's that as well. What genres do you love? I love all genres, to be honest. The only two that I don't really read is horror and classics. I still love classics, they just take a lot more brain power, and personally I like to read to escape, so I don't like thinking too hard. Is that a red flag? Probably, but that's just how it is. My main three genres I would say is literary fiction, romance and fantasy. The basics, they're all lovely. I love them all. Mostly romance, not gonna lie. I am a slut for romance, but there's nothing wrong with that. What's your book collection like? So back home in Australia I have about 100 books, but that was amassed over the course of like basically 10 years, so take that as you will, and it's basically the only thing I would ask for my birthday and Christmases. Currently I have one shelf in the UK, but I am having to sell a lot of them because I'm moving back home. I'm gonna bring back like 50 books still. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but that is a problem for future me, not current me, future me. But I love collecting books. I love having trophies of the books I've read on my shelves displayed. It makes me happy. It gives me serotonin. So that is why I have a lot of books, and I'm not ashamed of that fact, and no one can make me ashamed of that. But buying and book reading are different hobbies, and I am involved in both hobbies. So I also read on my Kindle, so there is a lot of Kindle books as well. And I do buy book trophies for those ones that I read on my Kindle, but we're not going to talk about that. Next part is like questions that aren't part of the tag, but I thought would be fun to answer anyway. So the first one is, what unique things do you bring to Booktube? I would say absolutely nothing. Just kidding. That was stupid, but I would say my humor. I'm very I would also say I'm very relatable. I don't want to be one of those people who sugarcoat everything. I want it to be real. I want to use it as a diary for myself, so I just want it to be as realistic as possible, even if that means that I'm vlogging me bedrotting, because that is a big part of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. But I just want it to be a safe space for people, and I want them to relate. So I'm going to show my everyday life, not just the things that are considered exciting. What are you most excited about for your channel? I would say hopefully creating friendships in the Booktube community. I've always found it so fun how people are able to create friendships with people on the other side of the world, and I always wanted to do that, so I'm hoping I can get that as well. And if you want to be my friend, please just let me know. I'm not scary. I could care less. Just message me on any platform and I will get back to you immediately, because I love talking to people, even if that makes me scared. But I'm challenging myself to step outside of my box, and that includes talking to new people. So message me and we can become best friends, hopefully. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? So as I said before, I really love Rachel Catherine, Sophie Jane. There's also Steph Broher, obviously, Destiny Sidwell. So many, and they've all just vanished from my brain. I'll list a few more, but I would just ask them if they want to be my best friend, because they're so cool and I love them all. So that's what I would ask them. What challenges do you anticipate facing as a new booktuber? I would say my iPhone storage, because I don't have a lot of iPhone storage. I've literally had to delete everything, which is really frustrating. But other than that, probably the insecurity of filming around people and in public. But again, I'm using this kind of as exposure therapy to rejection and to becoming a more confident version of myself, because who doesn't want to become more confident? So I would say those two things. What genres do you wish were talked about more on Booktube? None, to be honest. I feel like Booktube is such a vast, varied corner of the internet, but I do wish people talked about F1 books more, because I've just got into F1 and I am scouring the internet for any F1 related. Okay, my phone just ran out of storage. I'm not exactly sure where it cut out.
There's also a bus. I'll wait for the bus.
Okay. I am really sorry. I live on a main road and I can't close my window properly, so we're just gonna have to deal with the noises of the road, okay? We got this. I was talking about F1 books. I want there to be more recommendations, because I need F1 recommendations, and I would also love more cowboy books, because I am a glutton for cowboy romances. I also wish there was more discussion about biographies and autobiographies. I find them really interesting, especially when they deal with the entertainment industry. I've read quite a few, but I wish there was more discussion about that. Okay, the last question I'm going to answer before my phone actually poops itself is, what are some of your booktube goals? My goals, as I've said, is to gain confidence, create some friends, and try to romanticize my life in a healthy manner. I would also love to hit 1k followers by the end of next year. Is that doable? I have no idea. I have no idea how gaining followers on YouTube works, so we're just gonna hope and see what happens. But that is it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm trying a new editing software for this one, so hopefully that goes well as well. And I will see you in the next one, which should be a vlog. I have a few vlog ideas, so we'll see what ends up working and what doesn't. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you later.